I had a lot of great fights.
Opie's the only guy that could go on one of these scuba outings in the Bahamas, was it? Where was it?
It was where we...
Turks and Caicos?
Turks and Caicos. I went back there.
Everyone, you do the scuba diving thing. You take the course and you go scuba diving. They take you out to a reef. Maybe, what's the depth? 30 feet?
No.
50?
They take you... technically, because, I'm not certified, they take you down like 60 or 70 feet.
Oh, 60, 70 feet.
We definitely went down a lot further than that.
And most of the people go to these things. They have wonderful story. Maybe take the underwater camera, get a little fish photography. Opie gets in a fight.
Underwater.
With a guy underwater. How do you fight underwater?
It's a true story.
It's like James Bond with the knife in his mouth trying to cut the guy's air hose.
Well, what happened, I was kind of experienced as far as these dives because I was there for a couple weeks, so it was like probably close to my 10th dive. I was
still in the men of the Calypso started brawling.
Right. I was doing like 2 dives a day. I was really into it, but every time you went out to go for the dive, there was like, quote, newbies. I know I'm not, but I had a few dives under my belt.
Newbies. So. Like Hope's going down to the Titanic to pick up some wreckage.
I know. Newbies. And they got...
The day before, you were in the pool at the resort learning how to breathe through the regulator.
Absolutely. You're 100% right.
Day 2, look at these newbies.
Well, that's the scary part when you go on these resort dives, though. They put you in a pool and you're feeling real confident stuff, and it's only 8 feet and you're underwater and you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm breathing underwater.
This is great.
And then you think they might, take you to the next step where maybe they take you out in the ocean a little bit off the shore,
where you would normally do the snorkeling.
Yeah, let's take you 20 feet out or whatever, or 30 feet out. Okay.
Oh, don't have time for that, man.
Oh no, you jump on a boat. You ride for a good hour. You don't even see land anymore.
Just away from land for an hour straight at full speed.
Yeah, because they're finding the reef. And next thing you know, the next day, you're right. You go from the pool to jumping in this massive ocean.
Yeah.
Where you're literally only a couple hundred yards from the shelf where it drops down like a mile.
Oh, you could look down and see that darkness?
Oh, yeah.
The scary darkness that the monsters come out of?
Oh, yeah.
You could not get me to do that. Call me a pussy. Go ahead.
Pussy.
Yeah. I'm afraid of the monsters in the water. Monsters.
They take a big step from the pool to the ocean. So we're going out there, and on the way out, like you said, it's close to an hour. They're going over everything.
I love how responsible they are too. The hour that you're driving out is called the booze cruise.
not with the. Oh, we got.
Get all tanked up and then put the tanks on and get in the water.
What was that guy's name? The captain who was like banging the chick on the way back from the booze cruise.
Oh, she was like on her knees in front of the captain's console.
Yeah. She was blowing the guy.
A blowjob on the way.
And there was
on the way back.
Oh my God, that is one of the best stories. That was Turks and Caicos too when we went down there for Sam Adams.
It's just nothing but drinking and sex.
Well, they say whatever happens on the booze cruise stays on the booze cruise.
They come up with that one.
They have all these like drinking games on the beach, and everyone gets just completely gone. Most of the people have to be held back on the boat. They're so fucked up,
puking.
And on the way back, I remember that one guy who was driving the boat was driving extra slow because he was getting head.
Yeah.
And remember what was going on behind him? Like nasty, like storm clouds.
All right. Yeah. The ocean was getting a little nasty.
And it wasn't just you and I and the people we were with. Everyone was pretty much like, dude, could you hurry up a little bit? These clouds are getting a lot darker and a lot closer.
He didn't care.
But he's slowing down because he's getting action all the way back to the resort.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going out there. And they're giving instructions and making sure your equipment's okay and what to do if this happens. You really
the hand signals.
Oh yeah, you gotta listen, right? And there's this French couple, because Turks and Caicos, it's like half French, half English, and half Brazilian. I mean,
stupid French.
The place rocks actually as far as Club Med. And this French couple, they're just not listening. And it was just pissing me off.
Of course, I do not need to listen.
They're not listening. They think they're better than everyone else.
Suck it.
And everyone's like trying to pay attention. They're speaking in French, so other people aren't even hearing. They're just being a major distraction to everybody. So I take notice, and I'm like, I already hate those two,
So you had a problem with them before you even went in the water?
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm starting to think it was Opie's.
No, fault. That's the key to the story. I mean, these two people were assholes. Okay, so then it's time to jump in. I jump right in because I've done a few dives at this point, so I'm not as scared. Because after you go from the pool to the ocean, you take your time going in. You're like, ugh. But I jumped right in. I'm like, I want to get right into the water, and I go down to 70 feet or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then they tell you when you're down there, kind of just hang out and check things out and wait for everyone else to finally get down there and get situated, and then we'll take you on a little dive around the area. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm at the bottom. And I'm just hanging out, checking it out. It's like being in a huge aquarium. It's awesome when you relax. And I'm watching these people slowly but surely descending from above, nicely. The people that were listening are descending around me. And now, hey, look, I got a fellow scuba buddy right next to me. Hey, how are you? You kind of wave at each other because you're all happy. You're in this whacked out atmosphere, and they're checking things out. And next thing I know, I look up, and there's the French couple flailing, out of control, coming down way too fast.
French bread in their hands.
Right.
They're on a bicycle with a beret on.
This is a true story. Like, out of control. You're supposed to, descend slowly, obviously, because you got to adjust and blah, blah, blah. I could explain why. But they're coming down way too fast. And I'm looking up. I'm like, holy S, this guy's going to land on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way, right? Sure enough, he just crashes into me with his flippers. The flipper hits me in the face, his body. I'm like messed up. I'm like, that's it. So I push the guy. I just push him in.
How do you push underwater?
That's the best part of this thing, because it sounds like, I'm such a tough guy. But, try fighting underwater and see how ridiculous you look.
You really get a good example of that Newton's third law underwater.
Oh, without a doubt. So I push him. It's all slow motion. Fighting is what it comes down to. So I push him like this. And he, backs up 2-3 feet because, wow, there's a lot of power when you're underwater.
Yeah.
So then I could see the look on his face. He is just livid, and he comes after me.
I surrender.
Right. It takes him a while to come back toward me, and I see him coming, but, everything's very slow underwater.
Pull the knife out of your leg sheath.
Yeah. So he
got him.
So he comes back at me and pushes me back. I'm like, that's it. Now we got problems. So I punch him in the face.
You swung.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it took forever to get there, but I said,
don't move. This punch is coming.
Oh, yeah. So I punched him in the face and pushed him again, and then we just started fighting and wrestling, and that's when I tried to pull his air hose out.
So now attempted murder. You're trying to kill this guy.
No, I'm not trying to kill the guy because we're only 60, 70 feet down. Pull the air hose, he's going to panic, he's going to go up, and then I'm going to be able to enjoy my dive.
I think there's a problem there, though. 60 feet.
No, you could get up. That's why they take you down only 60, 70 feet.
Yeah, you could go up.
You have to be down there a long time to not be able to ascend really fast.
And if
I'm wrong, don't call me because we don't need the details of diving today. Mm-hmm. But so then, he comes back at me, and we're kind of wrestling and rolling over and stuff.
Fighting underwater.
It's a true story, man. I can't make this crap up.
Only you.
And so then the guide comes down, sees there's a problem, and I think to this day the guide just thought we were both kind of just having problems.
Having sex?
Yeah, really. We were just having problems, and it's our first dive, and we're a little out of control, and it kind of separates us, and we go on the dive, and then
monster rain.
The rest of the dive, I'm elbowing them and pushing them and stuff, and that was that, more or less.
Little brawl
underwater
with Frenchie.
Did you make up when you came over the water?
No, then see, he didn't speak English, so we kind of just glared at each other above water. Fighting underwater, see, with me, after the fight's done, I'm fine. I got my aggression out. I didn't really need to take it above water. I just did it. But I just glared at him all the way back to the resort.
Let's take this into the oxygen, pal.
Yeah, that's right.
Take it above water.
We're gonna take it above water. So,
was he staying at the same place you were?
Yeah, I saw him for the rest of the week. The guy was just an ass. He was just an ass.
People wondering if you pulled off the Matrix pose underwater. You could have done that.
I think it was before the Matrix movies, but you know what? It was very similar. That whole.
You could do some cool stuff underwater.
Oh yeah.
And the skipper's getting blown. There's a groupie for everything in this.
Yeah, the skipper on the boat driving back from the booze cruise getting a blowjob.
This guy
we're ready to get engulfed in a storm.
True story. This girl was completely hammered, and the best part about it is because we all took a charter from JFK down to Turks and Caicos. Okay, so you see all these girls saying goodbye to their boyfriends and husbands and all this at JFK, and they all look normal, and they're almost kind of like in their business suits and stuff. God, within a day or two, they're just sloppy drunk in tiny, tiny little bikinis, just getting action everywhere. This one lady was blowing the captain. That same lady I watched get back off the plane at JFK and run into the arms of her boyfriend. Like, hi, I had such a good time down there.
Big kiss.
You know, because all the New Yorkers go down the same flight.
Yeah.
So, you know, you see them down there, and then you see them when they come back up to New York.
Getting salty captain seat all over her boyfriend's face.
Oh, this guy rocked. You just know every week he's just, you know, seeing the new talent coming to the
All
resort.
the Club Med employees down there, they were all, you know, trying to pick up on chicks. Who was the one trying to pick up on Sandy? The circus guy, the friggin' trapeze guy.
She had the trapeze guy going after her, the big black guy.
Right in front of you. They don't care either.
Oh, they make it
care.
sound like, oh, hey, man, it's all good. Their phrases, it's all good.
It's all good. That's supposed to erase everything.
Well, wait, it's not all good. You got your cock out.
You got your cock in her ass.
That's
Wait a
not
minute.
all
What is
good.
that? It's all good, man. It's all good. Not yet for you.
Well, we're all like,
me, you're stretching her all out.
well, we're all smoking illegal Cuban cigars and drinking the stupid rum punch drinks. Yeah, it's all good, but wait a minute, pal, your cock is out.
When your cock's in my girlfriend.
Now I got a problem
It's
here.
now all great.
And these guys, all they have to do is sun themselves and work out all day long. And, you know, you go down to like a Club Med after working your balls off all year long for your stupid 2-week vacation. You don't have time for a gym or to go out in the sun, so you're just a
Flabby, pasty mess.
Yeah, you're a blubbery mess, and you want to feel good about yourself. You take your shirt off, and these guys that are helping you on these excursions are like freaking supermodels staring at your chicks. It's
Guy's
like,
a trapeze artist.
right? How do you compete with a trapeze?
He's
artist?
all cut and he's doing flips on a trapeze, and then they try to get you up there. You're in the harness, looking all awkward. Your nutsack is coming out of your pants.
and your chick is checking it out. Wow, she really wants to go bang you.
The guy that's doing the triple flip and catching the other bar, or me, like I can't even go halfway without falling onto the net. But the nice harness eases me down gently.
Yeah,
I look like a complete tool.
We were doing the basic moves. I remember that it's like, you know, they want us to hang upside down and swing a little bit, and I had to tell them to stop because I was getting lightheaded.
The blood's rushing to my head. Yeah, it's rushing to mine too, man. Wait till your girlfriend comes.
Yeah, I was, you know, I was definitely much more out of shape back then.
They know the deal.
My beer belly's almost hitting me in the face back then, and I'm like, oh, yeah, my chick is so turned on.
They know how to make the guys look stupid, and they know how to look great in front of the chicks. And if there's any problems between the two of you, it's over, Johnny.
It's
over.
That's why I show my girlfriend I blow him first.
The best part, you got to talk about the ex-Marine that now is like the captain on some of these excursions.
Oh, he was the snorkeling guy.
The snorkeling guy that did everything he told us that we weren't allowed to do.
I'm an ex-Navy SEAL! And now he's taking tourists out for snorkeling excursions on these little reefs.
Right.
And he was so serious about his hand motions. If there's a problem, don't wave! You are to take a fist and bang it on the top of your head. Do not touch any of the sea life below the surface. You are just to look and take pictures. And then we're out there.
This is exactly how he talked, and it's not even doing a bit here.
He does this perfect sea hunt dive off the back of the boat with the knife in his teeth.
That was so he could, like, secure the anchor, remember?
I will now secure the anchor.
He throws the anchor over his back and
Over
does
his
this
back.
perfect dive into the water.
He turns around, winks to the girls, and dives off the boat.
And you're the blubbery white mess on the boat, and you're supposed to compete with this crap.
Where'd he go?
Right.
And he comes back up with a huge starfish in his hands. He's not supposed to touch the sea life.
He's got sea life and a knife in his teeth. It's like, oh,
This
God.
is some of the sea life you will see below the surface. But do not touch it. Only I know how to handle these creatures of the deep. Freaking guy with slitting wrists and slitting throats in the Nam. And there he is, showing a bunch of flabby tourists the starfish and trying to fuck your girlfriend. Great.
It's exactly what goes on down there, man. They're just waiting for you to fall asleep early.
That's it.
Your whole deal, if you go to Club Med with your chick, is to try to stay up as late as possible.
Oh, you just gotta watch them.
Because, come on, man. I mean, chicks think just like guys when it comes down to it. They see these things walking around the resort, and they're hoping you're going to pass out early.
Yeah.
Because at Club Med, there's no time to go to bed. People just stay up 24 hours a day. I remember nodding off at the quote, disco.
Yeah, the disco.
Wanting to go home and going back to my room and crash, but I just didn't trust these animals down here.
You wake up in the middle of the night, she's gone.
Yeah, oh no.
She duck walks back into the room 4
Where
hours
is she?
later.
I love the smell of your chick in the morning. Smells like my victory. Sure does.
Yeah, a couple Club Med stories. I don't know how we got here.
Remember, I was married at the time, and my wife went skydiving.
Oh, that's right.
Tandem skydiving, where they're supposed to clip you into a harness, but for some reason they don't use a harness. He just has a boner, and she has to sit on it, jump out of the plane that way. I remember that day. I was on the beach because I wouldn't do it, and she's strapped to a skydiver doing the tandem dive, and I look at the plane. It's way up there. It's a little dot, and I see them jump out, and I'm like, 1,000, 2,000. Please don't open. Please parachute. Don't open. This could save me 50%. This could save me so much money. Big cabin canopy. Shit. Hit the water. Hit the shark-infested water. Please. Please. What are you going to do? It opened.
It sure did.
How she was able to get a drink at 10,000 feet, that's beyond me, but...
This is the only time Anthony makes people uncomfortable in the studio.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
It happened.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not uncomfortable.
No?
The parachute opened, and so did Ant's wallet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Made the same sound.
And she
Whoa.
went and got a big, huge snow shovel.
Pull that ripcord. Here it comes. Thank you.
What? I believe if a woman's with a guy supporting him through his career, what's
Yeah.
a little bit...
Yeah, in here every day writing bits for me.
Yeah.
She taught me the Brokaw impression.
Oh, man. Someday we do have to get into that.